Welcome to this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State football program. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by Defensive Coordinator and Secondary Coach Antwon Robinson, a familiar face to Warrior fans. Welcome back, and glad to have you here.
It's great to be back.
Well, let's talk about your guys in the secondary, especially like at cornerback. We could start with somebody like a Drake Reed, who obviously you recruited when you were a graduate assistant, and now you get to coach him. What can you tell us about Drake?
Drake is everything that we expect him to be and more, right? Drake is what Wayne State football is. So expect big things from Drake.
Both academically and athletically. David Green, a young guy from Chicago, played a lot of special teams last year. He's kind of moving up the depth chart this year at corner.
David had an awesome spring. And this summer right now, David's had put together a great summer. So expect for him to be in the mix to play this year.
Some of the other guys at corner, Chuck Worsham, Martell Hill, and a couple of young guys. Can you tell us what you expect from them?
Chuck's ceiling is through the roof. Like, Chuck can do anything that we want him to do. Martell being a senior, fifth-year senior, we expect for him to contribute a lot. Also, with two of our incoming guys, Elijah Folks and Corinthian Allen Smith, we expect for those guys to come in and push these guys.
Sounds great. Always nice having that kind of depth. So, moving over to safety, Miles Harris played quite a bit last year in the secondary before getting hurt, also on kickoff returns. You got Chavez Hawkins, who seemed to be a pleasant surprise coming in last year. What can you tell us about those two?
You know what? When I first took the job, I didn't believe the hype about Miles until I got to work with him on a day-to-day basis, and Miles is real. Miles is real. Chavez is kind of our unspoken leader in the secondary. He's one of our seniors, and he coaches the guys when I'm not around. He kind of gets after them for me.
Sounds great. You've got some other guys that have been in the program for a while, Brian Hill, Braden Verdeveld, and Hayden Loya, to add some experience and depth there as well.
Hayden took the most snaps this spring. Amongst the safeties, Hayden took the most snaps. He was very productive. Expect him to be in the mix of safety and special teams. Braden and Brian been hit with the injury bug for the last couple of years. They put together fairly good spring balls. They've been healthy throughout the summer. So going into camp, those are my guys. Those are my guys.
You also have two other young guys coming in at safety, Chris Gillum and Chidibear and Anali.
Yeah, just call them Chitty.
I can do that. We'll work on the phonetic spellings here. So.
Oh man, those two just athletes so raw that you can tell in high school that both of them, they just use every position. They can play anything we need them, whether it's corner, safety. Hopefully they'll grow into linebackers over the next 2 or 3 years. But those guys will be special. We've
talked about a number of guys already, but you've bolstered the depth, I guess, in the competition by adding in 3 transfers in Draven Wilson from Mercyhurst, Sean Allen from Michigan Tech, and Darren Moore, I believe, was at Morehouse before he came here in January. What prompted you guys to get those 3 guys to add some veteran depth?
Those guys contacted us, watched their film, got them evaluated. They look like Wayne State guys. Also, they also have connections to the program already.
Great. And then we have 2 other young guys coming in Jaden Lewis and Devon Brown. Obviously, guys to add more depth and competition.
Yep. So Jaden Lewis is a freak athlete, right? We have nobody that can play the ball like him. And Devon Brown, the way he's going to develop, and once he's confident, he will be a key contributor as well.
Sounds great. Well, thanks again for watching this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State football program.